Good day, Taurus Collective. I am Sarah B, and you're tuning in to Just Be Tarot. Thank you for your amazing energy. Thank you for hanging out with me, and thank you for clicking on like, subscribing to my channel, and hitting that notification bell that will let you know when I'm going live or posting new readings. I was just shuffling for the overall energy for the Taurus Collective for April 2025. That's right, guys. It is April, and I am pulling general for this general reading. Not personal, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. All right, can I get another card, Spirit, for the Taurus Club? Thank you. Okay, so let's see. We have Direction Guardian. Choose your path. I love that. And move in a new direction. I mean, it's pretty simple to see what the overall energy is. We're going to be changing directions here. There's shifts happening. I know all of you guys feel it. I know you do. There's a lot of shifts happening in the world right now. There's a lot of shifts happening in our personal lives. And it's time that we acknowledge them and go with the flow. I know. Sometimes change is hard. Sometimes change is tough. Sometimes we do not want it to happen. But sometimes change is beautiful and brings us to where we're meant to be. Sometimes without change, we wouldn't meet our soulmates or our best friends. Sometimes we wouldn't, be in a situation surrounded by people we love if there wasn't for change. Growth and lessons we bring with us on these paths. But yes, it is about choosing a path. Okay, it is about setting off and doing what you need to do. If you're being called to do something, then this is your time to go in that direction. If this is your sign to go in that direction. If you have a passion, if you want to move towards something, if you want to be with somebody, if you want to grow in a relationship and you're wondering, I wonder if I should ask them to move in, or I wonder if I should ask them to marry me. Maybe this is a time for you to think about that direction. Or if not, maybe you should think about other options. Is this person right for me? Is this somebody that I want to be with? Is this person wasting my time? Do I see a future with this person? Because just because you're with somebody for so long and just because they might live with you doesn't mean that you need to be with them for the rest of your life. So these are questions that, I always try to make it, happy 333 on the timer when I just looked. But these are the questions that we need to be asking. It's not always, oh, they're living with me, let's take the next step and do what's right. No, you have to do what's right for you. Just because somebody thinks that that's the next step because you're in a relationship doesn't mean that you have to be, making that decision. You have to make a decision that's right for you. All right, so this is about choosing a direction. This is about thinking about what direction you want to go in. It's about choosing yourself. I was just told to look at these compasses, north, south, east, and west. We have a compass here and a compass there. So this overall energy is so readable for anybody. You don't have to be a tarot reader to see what this energy is. It's about moving forward with something. It's about going on your own path, choosing you, deciding what's right for you and your life. Really focusing in on these changes that are happening and the changes that you need to be making. And change isn't always something that we want to do. But maybe you've been wanting to move on from something for a long time and you haven't. There's never a good time. But this is an indication that, you know what, the time is now. Shifts are happening, things are taking place, and you need to realize that life is short. All right, so let's go ahead and shuffle for the Taurus collective. Let's see what Taurus has to say, or Spirit has to say for Taurus collective. All right, what do we have? What do we have? Shuffling for Taurus. Thank you. Shuffling for Taurus. Thank you. Okay, so we have the Hierophant in reverse. I feel like maybe you haven't learned lessons. There's something that you still need to focus on or learn before you can move forward. I feel like there's a separation here. There's a separation between you and somebody, or you might be traveling to see them. Travel, travel. This is a card about travel. Going to see somebody that you might be separated from. So some of you might actually be traveling. This could be about summer travel, or April travel. Maybe you have a vacation booked for April. I see a lot of people going to Disney World. And I went to Disney World, come to think about it, in April when my son was small. So I feel like a lot of people are going to Disney, but a lot of people are also going on vacation. This might be also spring break. I think the colleges around this time go on spring break. Maybe that's sooner. I don't know. Or maybe later. I don't know. That's a long time ago for me. So maybe different colleges are at different times. I can't pretend like I know these things, so that might be completely false. But I do feel like there's might be travel. You might be connecting with somebody that you haven't seen in a while, and maybe seeing each other physically for the first time in a long time. You could be connecting with somebody that you haven't seen in a while and they live right down the street. You're just catching up. Life goes fast. And sometimes we actually have to schedule time with our people to catch up. And that's okay. But I feel like there is something you're not listening to. There's some kind of advice that somebody's giving you that you're not paying attention to. Yeah, there's some kind of advice that you're not, it's like you don't want to believe that it's true, or you're not listening to it for a reason, or you're just not taking it. You're like, you think you know better. This person's trying to give you advice. Maybe you do know better, but there's some kind of advice that you're not taking from somebody who would typically know more than you, has more experience with the situation. Maybe you went to them for advice. Maybe they just offered your advice and you're just like, I didn't ask you. Peace. You know, like just because you're talking to them or venting to them about something doesn't mean that you ask for advice. Maybe you merely want a sounding board. So there's something that you're not taking, and it might be because you don't want to. You didn't ask for it. Okay, so there is some kind of alchemy happening behind the scenes for your manifestations. So I do see that you're going to look at it as something not working out. You're going to look at it as, why doesn't anything ever work out for me? That's how you're going to see it. However, Spirit is working on your path, so better things come in for you. And it's so easy to say nothing ever works out for me. I know I've whispered those words. Why doesn't it ever work out for me? Well, you know what? It has. I'm here. I'm so thankful for all of the moments that brought me to this one right here. And it's because I've gone through all the things that I thought weren't for me. All of those lessons. Okay, so when you think that something's working out, not working out, it's actually working in your favor. And you have to have faith in that. That spirit might be actually saving you from something. Okay, so I mean, I know it's hard to realize that when you're in the moment. But it could be that you're being saved. And then when you look back on it, you're like, you know what? Thank you. Dodged a bullet there. So you're not going to be able to see it when you're in the situation. However, Spirit is taking care of you. You're going to see it eventually. But be thankful for what you have now, because the Spirit is working, the universe is working in your favor. I can promise you that. You're dodging bullets left and right, and you have no idea how much Spirit is taking care of you. All right, what else do we have for our Taurus collective? Whoa! That went in a weird direction. Okay, so are you going on vacation with this Eight of Pentacles in reverse? Taking off from work for something? Let's see, what else do we have? What is the story with this? Can I have a couple? Thank you. I feel like you might be taking off of work to go find more work, more opportunities, maybe networking. You might be traveling for your business or for your job. Slow and steady, though. This, I was reminded to say that slow and steady. The Knight of Pentacles is a slow and steady energy. So whatever you're doing to network or travel for your job, you're going to find that it does work, but it's going to be at a slow and steady pace. It's not going to be all at once. Financial gratification coming to you, but it might be somebody making an investment over time and keep feeding into your company. Maybe you're gaining a client that is going to bring in more clients, and it's just going to keep feeding your company money. It's not going to be like all one big investment at one time, if that makes sense. So it could be somebody that's going to be a long-term client, or a long-term, this could be in a relationship. Maybe you are, something wasn't working out with another, but you gain clarity on somebody else, and it's going to be a long, steady relationship, and you're going to grow over time with this person, and you're going to get to know each other, and it's going to be a steady kind of relationship, where it's just like you're just going to keep feeding each other and you're going to grow together. Now, this guy came out, Five of Cups in reverse, which means you're finally paying attention to what really matters. You might have been distracted for a while, and we all, go through our ups and downs, so you might have been distracted, and now you are back paying attention to what really matters in your life. And that could be different for everybody. This could be your partner. This could be finding a job, or working hard at a job. Maybe you're starting a company, and maybe you had failed more than once, which we all do, and this is you starting over again. Because you know what? If you don't start over, then you can never win. So, and failure teaches you lessons. So you're taking those lessons and bringing them with you into the next adventure, into the next investment. So this could be you starting something new as far as that goes. But you're realizing, you know what? Now I know what I'm doing. Now I know where to begin. All right. What do we have? I can have another couple cards we have time for. Thank you. Okay, so I see that there's going to be some decisions made. Some decisions that you have planned. But this also involves healing, personal healing. This could involve somebody else healing as well. Somebody else being released from a situation. Maybe they feel like they're trapped. What I'm looking at is the Tower in reverse and the Devil. So I'm getting a sense of like feeling trapped. Like you have to make a decision. It's a planned decision, like you've been thinking about this, but this is going to give you, if you break away and make this change, I feel like it's going to give you the healing energy that you need. But right now it's like you're stuck. You're stuck in this energy of being bound to somebody or something, or maybe you're in a contract. Maybe I just heard a lease. So you might be stuck to something or in a situation. And you know that once you are able to release yourself, then things are going to be fine. But for right now, you're stuck. And these are changes that this change that you made might have brought you to this, and you didn't see it coming for some of you. All right, so let's move on to our concluding message. This deck is amazing. It's Spirit of the Animals Oracle. Beautiful messages and imagery, but it's so clunky. I don't use it as much as I should. All right, Spirit, thank you. Okay, so we have Elk, Nobility. Celebrate your accomplishments with humility. You are crowned with success. Powerful forces guide you. Your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. There are few animals as majestic as the mature bull elk. They demand our admiration and respect. Elk medicine can help you stand tall and resolute against any situation, including the mighty grizzly bear. Bull elk are protective of their families and spend most of their lives peacefully surrounded by the comfort of their tribe. Elk have few enemies. They pace themselves to maintain their endurance. Male elk enjoy the companionship of one another, except during the fall mating season. In September and October, the bulls bugle with passion and the herd splits up for the breeding rituals. The elk become fiercely competitive for the right to become fathers. If you have elk medicine and exhibit aggressive behavior, you will need to learn the wisdom of restraint and moderation. And that could be this Devil card, learning restraint, holding back, healing. Okay, where was I? Okay, if elk is your totem, you'll be asked to conduct your life with fairness and concern for your tribe. You are a wise leader and others look to you for inspiration. You have the strength to never give up. Listen to the elk, the bard of nature. Their song will help you remember the great power that you are, and everything your dream will be yours. I love that. And it's so funny because it's the bull elk, and Taurus is the bull. I'm just saying, Spirit has a beautiful way of linking these things. These are signs. Thank you, Spirit, so much. Signs. It's beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for bringing your energy. Thank you for clicking on like and subscribing to my channel, and also hitting that notification bell that will let you know when I'm going live or posting new readings. And I've been going live every Monday and Thursday between 6:30 and 7 Eastern Daylight Time. So I hope to see you there. And if not, I'll catch you next time. Bye, Taurus.